Hey guys, it's Gard. Welcome back to my channel. From time to time, people ask me how to get started with music production. Basically, if you're brand new to music production, I'm gonna tell you guys what you need in order to basically get started on your music production journey without spending a ton of money on gear that you're probably not gonna use because you don't know how to use it yet. I didn't do that. And by the way, you guys, I'm gonna start off this list with what I think is most important, all the way down to the things that, will be nice, but you can definitely live without, in the beginning at least. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna need is a computer. So PC or Mac, honestly, that's totally up to you. Both of them work. I've actually used Ableton on a MacBook Pro and on my desktop PC. It's just a matter of what are you most comfortable with. If you're wondering what minimum requirements you should have for your computer, I'll go ahead and link a couple articles down below that will basically give you a better idea of what direction to go on with that. By the way, these are the specs for my MacBook Pro. It's what I mainly use. All right, so the next thing you're gonna need is a DAW.
A dog? A DAW.
So that's a digital audio workstation. It's what you're gonna use to basically make all the music that you have in your head. So there are some free DAWs out there. I personally use Ableton Live 10. I really love it, but once again, there's so many out there. But if you are looking into Ableton and you're a beginner, I would start off with Ableton Lite or maybe Ableton Intro. Ableton Intro I think is about $99, I believe. But Ableton Lite, I've seen come out with the purchase of like a brand new MIDI keyboard. But before you jump into getting a MIDI keyboard, I would suggest getting headphones first.
Like these.
So you want headphones because honestly, it's really nice to have these around when you want to make music basically anywhere in your house, especially if you have a laptop. I basically got by with just using headphones for music production for years. I didn't have really great studio monitors for a really long time. And these were the first headphones that I ever used for music production. They are AKGs. I really loved them. I didn't take care of them as much as I could have, not gonna lie. But these are super affordable nowadays, so I'll definitely link it in the description if you guys want to check it out. All right, so you've got your computer, you've got your DAW, you've got your headphones, and honestly, that's enough to really get started with making music. You could use the keys basically on your computer to build some chords, or you can use your mouse to build chords on the piano roll. It depends on how you want to work, but that's basically enough to get started. So once you have all those things going for you, I highly recommend getting a MIDI keyboard. So I've been using the Akai MPK Mini for years and I've really loved it. It hasn't failed me so far. I even did my first live performance with this thing last year and honestly, it was great. It's really beat up as you can see, but hey, it works and that's all that matters. So there are a ton of MIDI keyboards out there. I would just highly recommend you get a keyboard that has knobs, pads, just because they're super fun to play with. And obviously the keys are very, very fun to make music with. And going back to talking about DAWs for a sec, I've seen a lot of MIDI keyboards out there recently that come with Ableton Lite. So that's a really good option. So if you haven't picked a MIDI keyboard or a DAW yet, I would definitely jump on that MIDI keyboard purchase with the free Ableton Lite thing. Try it out, see if you like it, and become part of the Ableton fam. Because it's awesome. Okay, so now you've made your first beat and you're thinking, I wanna sing over this or maybe rap over this, but you don't have a microphone yet, do you? So there's two ways you could go about this. You could either get a USB microphone, which is gonna be the most affordable option if you're kind of on a tight budget. That's definitely the most affordable and easiest way to get started with that. I actually did a review on the Blue Snowball microphone, so I'll go ahead and link that for you guys if you want to check that out. But that was the first microphone that I ever used to record vocals with, and it did the job for me at that place in time. But let's say you have a little bit of a bigger budget and you know for sure that you're gonna be recording vocals and music production is something that you really want to pursue, then I would personally recommend the Rode NT1A. Again, I did another review video on this microphone and I'll go ahead and link that for you guys as well if you want to check that out. But basically, it's a really good condenser microphone. It does a really good job of capturing the natural tone of your voice and instruments. I've used it to record all of my vocals for all of my releases thus far, but keep in mind that this is not like the Blue Snowball at all, it's not a USB mic, you're gonna need an audio interface to use it. And yes, that brings me to the last thing that you will need to complete your music production setup, and that is an audio interface. So your audio interface is going to be really important because, again, that is how you record your microphone. So that's how you're going to record any vocals, possibly instruments like guitars, ukulele. You can plug an electric guitar in there and record that, maybe sample other stuff on it. And of course, you can record any hardware synthesizer into your DAW with this. Audio interfaces are really pretty affordable nowadays. I use the Scarlett Focusrite, and once again, I'm gonna go ahead and link what I use down in the description, but feel free to do your own research. I guess I should also throw in that you should get some studio monitors, but honestly, I kind of did without them for a really long time. It wasn't until recently that my awesome family got me some nice studio monitors. Okay, camera turned off. I wanted to end on what I think is the most important thing, and that is to learn as much about your DAW, song structure, sound design. Basically, just never stop learning. There's tons of free tutorials out there on YouTube, so you could learn online or you could learn in person, go to music production school, have somebody teach you one-on-one. However you learn best, just make sure that you're constantly gaining that knowledge because that's what's really gonna make a difference. And then once you know how to work your DAW and your gear, then I feel like the real hard part begins, which is making songs and basically going through like a body of work. Because at the end of the day, it's only going through making a ton of songs that you're gonna gain that skill and eventually make something that you're super proud of. Okay, some of you guys might be asking,
what plugin should I get?
Honestly, there's a ton of free plugins out there, and the DAW you have should come with some stock sounds, and using stock sounds isn't necessarily a bad thing when you're first starting out. I'd say learn a little bit of sound design, learn how to use your audio effects to make the stock sounds sound a little bit more unique. But if you really want some plugins out there, I would start off with some free plugins. I'll go ahead and link some below that I highly recommend you check out. I made a video a while ago actually using a free plugin and a free drum kit to make a song. So I'll go ahead and link that video if you guys want to check that out. But if you're just starting out, it's very important that you learn to use what you have and just find a way to make the best of it. All right, you guys, that's it for today's video. I hope it was helpful. But before we go, shout out to the comment winner. Be sure to give this video a like if you liked it, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys on the next one.